please join the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation in honoring Senator Carl Levin with its Leadership Award.
Congratulations. Well deserved. Thank you.
Just a quick photo op and then it's all yours.
You want to do another one, Jason? Do you want to hop in for another one? Yeah, okay. Do another one? Good. All right.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and thank you for not just finding some great pictures, but for leaving out some other pictures that are a little more embarrassing. Robin said that there's no such thing, I think she said, as retirement. It's a lie. Since I'm retiring at the end of this year, I hope none of you will tell my wife Barbara what you heard Robin say here tonight. I'm very, very grateful to the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation for this award, but most of all, I'm thankful for all of the tremendous work that the foundation has done in preserving America's marine treasures. In Michigan and across the country, you've helped show how preserving these treasures is not just our responsibility, it's an important tool for scientific discovery, for exciting young minds, and for economic development. I'm delighted to follow in the footsteps of a truly great Senator, Sheldon Whitehouse, who you honored last year. I'm really honored to be at the same table with Jane Lubchenco, the former director of NOAA, who is really Thunder Bay would not be there but for her tremendous support here in Washington. My staff is with me here, both my Michigan staff, who's been so critically important to me, Gabe Schneider, who handles the northern part of the Lower Peninsula, and Alice Yates, who here in Washington helps me draft all kinds of important legislation. And it's especially good to see Jeff Gray. Jeff is the person who runs this amazing sanctuary. Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary is a treasure, and Jeff has been its keeper for more than a decade. He has the admiration of all who touch and all who are touched by Thunder Bay Sanctuary. Under his leadership, the sanctuary has become a tremendous educational and scientific resource. For example, in just 2 weeks from now, more than 600 students from as far away as Hong Kong will descend on Alpena, Michigan for an international underwater robotics competition. The sanctuary partners with colleges and with universities to promote careers in marine economy. It supports preservation and exploration efforts, not just in the Great Lakes, but in saltwater oceans as well. And the sanctuary has proved a huge economic boost to Northeast Michigan. All of our nation's sanctuaries are precious. But I hope that you'll forgive me if I have a special appreciation for the Foundation's support of Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay is the only freshwater sanctuary that we have. And its uniqueness goes well beyond that distinction. Unlike most federal sanctuaries which protect natural features, Thunder Bay was established primarily to preserve historical and cultural artifacts, the scores of shipwrecks on the bottom of Lake Huron. The lake's cold, fresh water is perfect for preserving these shipwrecks. The history of the Great Lakes is written on the bottom of Thunder Bay. These shipwrecks in this sanctuary are eloquent beyond measure. They tell story after story, stories of loss, stories of heroism and folly, stories of the irreplaceable role that the lakes have played culturally and economically. Last year, NOAA proposed a major expansion of Thunder Bay's sanctuary boundaries by regulation, a proposal similar to legislation that I had introduced previously. It's not as easy to get legislation passed these days, you may have noticed, in the U.S. Senate. So we are very much dependent and thrilled by the action of NOAA to expand these boundaries by regulation. As a matter of fact, just listen to the size of the expansion, because under this plan, our sanctuary would go from 448 square miles to more than 4,000 square miles, a nine-fold increase. It will double the number of shipwrecks that are known already to exist, and experts believe that hundreds more additional shipwrecks are to be discovered in the expanded sanctuary. We're hopeful that the expansion will be finalized this fall, in early September, and I know that I speak for the people of Alpena and for Northeast Michigan. Come on all, come on to watch this wonderful expansion be announced in early September. It'll be a great event for all of our sanctuaries. Now, we have to ensure that the Great Lakes can continue to tell us their stories. Based on Thunder Bay's great success, I will soon introduce the Great Lakes Maritime Heritage Assessment Act. Now, this bill is sort of a counterpart to what was announced earlier by John Podesta. We are working together with the White House, and together we're going to create the momentum for again beginning announcements of additional sanctuaries. It's going to happen both in the executive branch and in the Congress. The goal, of course, is to reflect a wider and a deeper vision for preserving our Great Lakes heritage in the case of both the bill and the action of the executive branch, but it's way beyond that. Its goal is to expand the availability of sanctuaries everywhere on all of our coasts, 3 sea coasts and 1 freshwater coast. We're going to get into the business again of adding sanctuaries to the wonderful list of national sanctuaries. It's been a real privilege for me over more than 35 years in the Senate to work for the preservation of our Great Lakes. They are precious to all of us who know them, and working to protect them, to restore them, to meet the responsibility that we all have as stewards. Well, that has been a big part of my own story, and before I leave the Senate, I will work hard to add one more chapter to that story. Finally, the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation has given a new meaning to an old saying that politics and partisanship must stop at the water's edge. Thank you for giving great meaning to that slogan.